Hello! Today we are having a couple of words about thing called punkwood. Punkwood, charwood, it's all the same thing. Basically, it's a rotten wood, like almost like this piece here. Big tree stump, fallen trunk, like this one, but it's decomposed into that point that it's getting so soft it's almost like a sponge. You can squeeze water out of it and char it, and it's a great tool for bad weather firemaking, because the amber you get into it, it's so big, and you can use the technique called caving. I will show you that too. So let's go find and identify some punkwood, and then we char it, and then we start a fire with it. Okay, let's go. Okay, first we got this piece here. It's a rotten, decomposed wood. As you can see, you can squeeze a water out of it, but this one is actually not good source for punkwood because of those fractals you see. It needs to be much softer. You can squeeze water out of it, but it's not sponge enough for the use we are making it. This piece here, it's actually looks pretty good. You see, it's almost like a sponge. Very soft. I think this piece here, it's almost great, but I think it's getting too decomposed for the use we need. So, like you see, it's falling, it's breaking apart too easily. So we need to move on and find a piece that can hold, but it's very soft. Okay, let's move on. Okay, next we got this piece here. As you can see, it's almost like a sponge. It breaks too, but it will hold. It will hold the shape of it and return back to its original shape after you squeeze it. It's flexible, like you see. So we get a nice piece of it. Like you see, it returns to its original shape, not breaking apart. I think this one is a great piece for the use we are making. As you can see, it holds. You can squeeze water out of it, and it returns to its original shape. So this is what we are looking for. I don't know what kind of tree this was originally. Maybe a spruce or something. I don't know if there's any difference between those species of trees, but we're gonna need this kind of rotten wood. This is called punkwood. It's not charwood yet. It's charwood after we are charring it. So we take these two pieces and char it. So let's head it back to home now and start charring things. I needed to stop on my way home to show you those great tasting lingonberries. This forest is full of them, and after a couple of cold nights these lingonberries are starting to even taste better. The blueberry season, it's getting over, especially the commercial season of those blueberries, but you can still eat them. They are getting a little bit soft, but they are perfectly edible. And you can easily find those, if I get it right, funnel chanterelles. The season is, I think it's the best one now. Unfortunately, I didn't take any container or even a plastic bag, so I need to mark this place in my mind and come back tomorrow to forage them. And you can easily find these common chanterelles too. The forest is full of them, so I definitely need to come back tomorrow. Now, finally, let's go back home. So, back in home, the charring process goes like this. You need an empty metal box with a couple of holes in it, so the oxygen can leave the box. So you just put so much punkwood inside the metal box that you can fit, so there's as little oxygen as possible. Then you just close the lid, put the excess material on the warm place for a later use. You can use it as a punkwood. This one is turning into a charwood. So now we're gonna lay it up a bit for the flames get a little bit smaller, so you can see the process much easier. If you throw it in the directly on the flames, it's harder to see the smoke and the flame coming out of these holes. And when the smoke and the flames are out, then this thing is ready to use. So let's wait till the flames get a little bit smaller. So now that the flames are out, we just throw in the box on top of the glow and leave it there. You can use some other fire source like a fire pit, a hobo stove, something like that. You just need to leave it into the heat so that the moisture and other things come and oxygen get off of those punkwood pieces, and then it's ready to use. Okay, let's see what we got here now. it's been charred and it looks like this now. So we're gonna take at least one piece out and leave those pieces inside. You can't do this by placing the charred punkwood on top of the flintstone and then you strike, but you can't do that because it's so fragile it will break down. Instead you will do it backwards. You skip them on the ground. As you can see, it's very fragile. It breaks. You can't place it on top of the flintstone. Instead you place your striker in front of them and hit it with the flintstone. Almost. All right. As you can see, the glow starts. Give it a little bit air and take another piece, and this is what I called earlier about caving. You place it on the side of the glow to increase that amber. This technique is great on bad weather firemaking, but let me tell you, today is not a bad weather, but we're gonna do this anyway. So now take your bird nest and place it on top of that charred punkwood. And start giving it some air. Like that. Alright. Gonna make a little fire here. Okay, like you see, that was pretty easy. So this punkwood and charwood thing, it's great because the materials are free. You don't need cotton. You don't need much effort. You just need to find the rotten wood, and that's about it. Just place it inside the metal box, and that will do the job.